Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I have week 38 plan with me and this one is a little bit late and that's totally okay. Sometimes life gets away from you and you just kind of gotta roll with the punches. This particular plan with me is actually so late that I did not even write in my menu and I will do that later, and then I will include it in my overall flip through of this planner for the year. I'm going to throw in my habit trackers for the week, and then my little quote over here. And I did choose to space those out a little bit just because I had less items, less tall items to put in the sidebar this week, which again, another thing that is just totally fine. Sometimes you have to roll with the punches, and that's exactly what I'm doing this week. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my little to-do list and large stickers on here. This week's kit is by SLO Planning. Again, they might not be in business anymore, but if they are, of course, I will put that in the description box below so that anyone who wants to pick up any of their stickers can absolutely do that. And then today, I opted not to use any like to-do list or type stickers just because I had quite a few things this week that I wanted to be able to fit on my spread. So I wanted to make sure that I gave the space to do that. And then the rest of the large box stickers. Now this kit, I will tell you, I think it is quite pretty. A little bit kind of mismatchy, hodgepodgey. Like when you see it all together on, like on the 2 pages, it's not terrible, but it's also like it could be better. I don't think I've ever used a sticker kit by this particular shop before. It is very pretty and the colors are very vibrant. And some of it does blend nicely, some of it just doesn't. Which again is totally okay. Everyone's preferences are very different. Okay, and then here's my mini to-do list. I used some of the like full to-do lists and then some of like the half to-do lists. Size difference wise, I just thought it looked kind of cool to use the different ones. Besides, I'm not super certain how many of you are super interested in seeing my to-do list pieces. Okay, now that that's done, I'm gonna go through and write in each of these to-do lists just to get that knocked out. Okay, this one is dishes, laundry, living rooms, kids' rooms, and then pack lunches. For this one, it's dishes, trash, cat litter, and then entryway. I don't know about y'all's entryway, but like mine always seems to be struggling to stay even remotely regulated. Okay, and then for Wednesday, we have dishes, laundry, my room, rotate sheets, home gym, and then pack lunches. Okay, and then for the rest of the week, Thursday we've got dishes, laundry, bathrooms, cat litter, pack lunches, sweep them up. And then for Friday, we had dishes, grocery list, I don't know what just happened with my hand. Check mail, and then dusting. And then for Saturday, dishes, laundry, cat litter, kitchen, lawn care, and then update planner and goal board. And then lastly for Sunday we had dishes, meal prep. And I know that meal prep sounds like it could also be packing lunches. So there's a couple different things that I do for meal prepping. Meal prepping sometimes consists of very different things. So every week I try to make like little snack trays for my kids and my husband when they get home, so that they don't just go immediately to like any snack or junk food item that's readily available. And then I will also, for my lunches, I like to do like grilled chicken and sweet potatoes, and then some sort of green veggie like broccoli, cabbage, green beans, stuff like that. So if I know what components I want, I'll cook a batch of chicken and then throw that in a container in the fridge, so that way if I want to, I can cut up a piece of chicken and have like a salad, or I can also, heat up a sweet potato and some green beans with it, and then I have my lunch, just to make those things easier for me. My husband typically takes like leftovers to work, so it's not typically something that I have to think a lot about, unless for some reason or another we did not cook the night before. Like if it was like an impromptu, hey, we have to run these errands, so we're gonna grab dinner while we're out, then usually I'll either give him a piece of what I have, if there's any other leftovers in the fridge, or he'll do like tuna sandwiches, he'll do peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He's not picky, so he makes that very much easy for me. Okay, and then I also did, of course, we had to pack lunches. And any of these lists that I put on here, I'm not saying that this is all stuff that I get done by myself. I have a house full of people who are most of the time willing to help, sometimes. Okay, all the time my kids would rather 100% not help. Which I get. I don't want to do the chores either, but also I do like having clean clothes to wear. So sometimes we have to figure out what's more important. Okay, that brings me to Monday. So of course, the first thing I'm going to mark on Monday is going to be my reading. And I will put this right here. And then grab my little reading icon. I'm using these little asterisks this week, just to make it a little easier for myself. I like the muted colors and tones in the color palette of this particular sticker kit. I did also pull like some extra items to help me bulk it up because, like I said, I mentioned earlier, this kit was only 2 pages. So that wasn't that wasn't enough to fill up the whole spread is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, and then we did have some family time as well. I will put this here, put this little girl over here, and then I will write out family time. What kind of activities do you guys do with your kids? Like my kids are, well, I have a teenager who's getting very, very close to adulthood. But I also have a young son who is, he'll be 9 in December, which is insane to me. Some days I feel like, you know what, I don't want to put this one on there yet. I want to break it up with this one. Okay. And then let's see. A lot of appointments happened this day. There was like appointments and meetings and all of the things. I'm not super thrilled with the placement of that one because it moved when I moved my hand. Oh, big deal. That's better. Okay, so this one was a phone conference. So I'm just gonna write phone conference. And then after that, my daughter had physical therapy this day as well. Put the little plus sign thingy right there. And I will just write daughter PT. I am ecstatic to report that we are almost out of the woods with her knee and physical therapy and all of that goodness. I think she is beyond ready to be done with physical therapy. We are getting a lot more mobile. Walked Apollo, our resident old man dog, who is so obsessed with bread, it's almost frightening. I don't know what it is, but every time that we leave and he is inside of the house, which is most of the time because if we leave and we don't know exactly how long we're going to be gone, like if I'm just taking my son to martial arts, that's only going to be like 45 minutes to like an hour and 15 minutes. So if, like, weather permitting, if it's not above 90 degrees, you know, we'll let him stay outside for that hour and a half. Now we are coming out of summer, so of course we have to keep him inside because once it's 100 plus, you know, 90 plus, and he's got all that fur, we don't want him to have any issues with getting overheated or anything like that. But this buffoon dog will go and pull every loaf of bread off the counter and eat the whole thing. Or pull like an old loaf out of the trash, and if he discovers that it has mold on it, he'll leave that loaf there. And I'm like, my man, could we just stick with the dog food and the treats, please? According to him, absolutely not. Okay, and then this one, my daughter also had a doctor's appointment. I'll tell you, here recently, my little people have had so many doctor's appointments. So many. And this week actually, not, well, this week, but also the week that I'm actively in real life is also, we've got like 4 appointments this week too. And I'm like, were we thinking when we set all of these up or agreed to these or no? I see that. it's just one of those weeks where we legitimately have a doctor's appointment for one kid or the other every single day this week, except for I think Friday. And I'm just like, I think part of that is like annual checkups and like other like monthly exams and physical therapy, and it's a lot right now. And I read for 30 minutes on Tuesday. And then after that, I am going to mark my son's martial arts. Let's not include any cat hair today, please. That would be fabulous. Put that one a little higher, because I know I've got multiple things to mark for this day. Some days I feel like I am so very busy, and then other days I feel like it's all in my head. It's all in my imagination. I think that's primarily because, I take that back. I don't know why. I think I feel busier than I actually am most of the time. But it also does depend on the week, like, and maybe that's just like my brain function. So this was bills and budgeting. I did not want to write the word budgeting for some reason. I feel like a lot of times there is more stuff going on in my head than there's actually going on. I think and I think that's the drawback of like someone who plans a lot or plans more than most. I think the big drawback is that we're constantly thinking about, all of the time ahead, keeping our planner updated if you plan the way that I plan. And some people don't. Some people will write things down or throw it in their calendar and then make a decision on whether they're going to that event or not, like day of. And like, that's okay too. Like, everybody can plan however they so choose. Okay. Anywho. Next, I'm going to mark down that I had some planning time. That's fine. And I love that this kit came with this little glitter planner that says plan. It's adorable. Okay, all right, planning time. And then we did also have dinner at a friend's house. Let me get that icon. Come on, there we go. Okay. Put this here. And then these little silverware set. And then I will write dinner at friends. Fabulous. Okay. And then that brings me to Wednesday. And of course on Wednesday, I'm gonna start by logging my reading. This was not a strong week of reading for me. But again, that is totally fine. Things do happen. Okay, first I'm gonna mark my YouTube video. And then I will write YouTube video. And then after that, I will mark my swim. Swim. I cannot believe that like swimming season is already completely over. I'm just gonna put this all the way down here. And then I did have to mark my son's martial arts. And then after that, come on. There we go. I did watch Wednesday. Okay, that's the first half of the week. And then I will go ahead and move on to Thursday. And for Thursday, of course, I'll start with my reading. There we go. And then after that, there was another appointment. For physical therapy. And then let's see. This one next. Walk to Apollo. And then after that, I am going to use this crazy circle sticker for my workout with friends. Let's see, are we gonna fit? Barely, but yes. Okay, and then I also went swimming this day. There we go. That moves me on to Friday. And for Friday, I only read for 15 minutes. Currently, I am still on track to finish my goal of reading 52 books. I have completed my swimming goal for the year, and the original goal that I set for myself for this channel, as far as number of videos, I have already reached and surpassed that by quite a few. I think I'm up to like 71 or 72 videos now. So that's fabulous. I'm still working, of course, on hitting the rest of my goals. I'll go ahead and put this one right here, a little bit higher, just a smidge. What was the movie that I watched this day? Was it a movie? It wasn't a movie. It was Supernatural. Okay. Anybody else Supernatural fans? 10 out of 10. I've watched it multiple times. The last couple of seasons, I think it's like 16, 17, something like that. Once they start getting into those seasons, I'm a little bit less interested, but I 110% still love the show. Okay. The next thing I'm going to mark here is going to be my swim. And yes, I did a lot of swimming in September because I was trying to hit that goal. And I think this was a 30-minute swim. What do you guys watch on a day, like on a regular basis? Like watch and rewatch and kind of put on in the background while you're doing stuff? Or is that just me that does that? Because I do that a lot. And I don't think anybody minds, usually. Okay, and then I'm going to mark here. The menu planning. I always feel like menu planning takes me a hot minute because like I have to sit and think about it because there are certain days where I simply cannot afford to make a big like thorough type meal. So I have no other choice, but I have to pick something that is quick and easy to make. On the nights that my son has martial arts or that he has martial arts and then we also have friends coming over, like I have to make sure that that food is going to be ready in time because we have people coming over. It's not just my family that's going to be delayed if I'm super late with the food. And on Saturday, I read for 1 hour. And then next, I had a planning Zoom that I attended, which was so fun. Nothing like getting together with a bunch of like-minded people. This coming weekend, I do also have like an actual meetup in person, but this was like a Zoom call where we all kind of chatted and hung out, and I think that was really cool. It was the first one that I had attended, and I liked it, so I will be back. And then here, I'll go ahead and mark that my husband and my son were on like a hunting trip. They went out to like the hunting property. And I don't even know what they did. But from what I hear, they had fun. Okay, that gets me to Sunday. So, of course, I'm going to go in first with my reading. There we go. And then there we go. And I read for another hour. And then after that, of course, the boys were still on their hunting trip. There's my little, I gave them the little pocket knife thing, multi-tool. And then, let's see. Next, I will put this one. And then I've got this super cute little duffel bag. And this was for my workout with friends. Fabulous. And then I could not fit my YouTube video on Saturday, but I'm gonna put it here because it definitely did happen. And it definitely does take time to put together all these videos. And then also going to mark down that I did a 5-mile hike. Perfect little hiking boot. Five-mile hike. And then I'm also going to put over here that I took a hot bath. And I'm just going to put this little bath time sticker because I have it. It came with this kit too, so anytime something comes with the kit, I would love to just utilize that wherever I can. And then I will put this last little, can you not put the, whatever. All right, there we go. And that is my entire week 38. Again, the kit was from SLO Planning. I will tag them below. I hope you guys had fun sitting and planning with me. I hope you guys have a great week ahead, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.